Told me I was overweight, I would stop eating what I wanted. Getting off carbs and on the summer. If I could go back and tell myself when I was younger, I'd say, psst, I'm a Victoria's Secret. And girl, you wouldn't believe she's an old man who's in Ohio, making money off a girl like me. Cashing in the body issues, selling skin bones with big boobs. I'm a Victoria's Secret. She was made up by a dude, too. Victoria was made up.
Hi everyone! Hands up if you've heard that song. Yes! The message is, we all have a Victoria's Secret. This is me last year on my 40th birthday. 1 year ago. I was moving away from black clothes, not that you can tell. Really wanted to wear a floral dress. And I wasn't in the body I'd expected for my 40th milestone landmark birthday. So I did a post about being 40 and fat. Just going to give you a minute to look at that picture. I thought I looked fat. Last week, promo video. I wrote to some of my friends and I said, do I look like that? And I called myself an Oompa Loompa. And they responded, what's wrong with the video? You look absolutely fine. 20 years ago, when I met that hot guy over there, you know, want to look my best at my sister's wedding. Notice where I've put my hands. I'm trying to hide my fat stomach. 20s, and you know, nearly 20 years later, why do those thoughts still come up? Is it a mind or a body thing? Hands up if you think it's a body thing about being fat. So it's a mind thing. Now, you might be wondering, she's Neat Nutrition. Why is she having thoughts like that? But we all have them. Hands up if you can resonate. Oh wow. Even despite the name and you know being called Neat Nutrition, there's a more fundamental message that I bring, and that is the connection of mind and body through nutrition. It isn't necessarily to change your body. That's entirely a choice. And if you want to, I support you. But underneath it, it's about stop giving away the power. It's within you. I'd never anticipated I'd be putting pictures up of my belly. It's to show us the Insta versus reality. But if I do this, why then was I questioning my own self? It's going to be the thread and the theme of what we do, and the Biscoff will be revealed shortly. I intended to be a nutrition coach for athletes. And very quickly I realised people were approaching me for weight loss and for weight loss and for weight loss. And then I start seeing this body acceptance movement co-opted by a very white world. And I saw a lot of white women showing their true bodies underneath the leggings. And I was like, whoa, where are the brown women doing this? So it took me a long time, hubby knows. And then I did it, and it's still terrifying. It doesn't matter how many times you put up a real picture, it is scary. Because we judge, and we judge ourselves. going to tell you why. And I show people that how you start the day isn't how you end the day. Again, 40th birthday. Started the day in a very posed. Ooh. The minute you turn, angles, lighting, you know, you cannot compare yourself to a picture of yourself. A picture of yourself is never going to be reflective of what you actually look like or who you are. In fact, what I look like is the least interesting part of me. It really is. I hope you think so. I mean, those are great outfits, but... why do we get like that then? Why would I question myself? Because apparently, there's a science to looking good. Do I, or most of us in here, look like them? So if they're the science of beauty, what is Michaela Gold? Yeah, she's absolutely beautiful. But I remember growing up with quite an opposite view of black women, black men. And we have been fed through diet culture, inherently racist, that she is not scientifically beautiful. And perhaps you and me, and anyone that doesn't fit the symmetrical face. But yet this woman is phenomenal. Does anyone know her? Anyone watch her shows? They're hilarious. She's an Emmy Award winner. Now, if she let what people thought of her looks get in the way, she would not have made it to that Emmy Award. So it's always about going inside. We're going to explore that throughout. Okay. Everyone listen up.
Hi, Chloe. Can I have a little chat with you about Quick Trim?
Yeah.
I just think that the way that you're presenting yourself in the media lately is a little off base, and I really feel like you and I need to have a chat about what you're doing to the brand.
What are you trying to say exactly?
I feel like you could not chat about how many cookies you're eating in between meals.
To tell me that I'm ruining an entire brand because of my weight gain, like that makes me feel like
You're trying to say that I'm fat and I'm up your
My birthday for the past 2 years. Just answer the question.
25, you were fat, so you probably just tried to eat yourself.
This is really hard for me to say, but it's the real world. You should choose more appropriate clothes or shed some pounds. I'm sorry.
Has also captured the harsh reality of the music business.
You need to lose some weight. It's all right saying, oh, Christmas is there. Well, the goose has gotten fat.
do you think I'm fat?
You've put weight on over Christmas, and I think you needed to lose weight before Christmas, yeah?
Dude.
Where's Monica? Over here, Dad.
Wait, how do you zoom out? There she is. Some girl ain't Monica.
Shut up. The camera adds 10 pounds.
So how many cameras are actually on you?
I think for Robin, it must be hard being among girls who are so skinny.
Felt a little bit bad for Robin because she is the bigger up down here in the hips and thighs than the rest of us.
Okay, Robin?
Now, are we shooting through the large size category?
Yes, Robin would represent a plus size model.
Next America's Top Model is not a plus size model.
That's the messaging we get all the time. And then you've got the Kardashian brand. Everyone, hands up who doesn't know about the Kardashians. They're in all of our homes. They're in all of our minds. So the theme, yes, it's about what we eat and how we move, but it's what we consume visually, listen to, the energy you're around. We consume things all the time. And we've been consuming a lot of that. It's a really big money-making market. So between that and that, this woman there on the left in her 20s, insecure, judgmental, super emotionally volatile. Got married, you expect that life is going to be amazing. Mum told me, get married, babies, or don't forget the big house and the car. And then I just thought, wow, I can eat what I want, because women's bodies are celebrated in pregnancy. You can eat what you want, okay? There's this lovely thing around it, but the minute you've had your baby, what happens? So it was my get out of jail card, all that disordered eating, all of my emotional eating, because it's huge. We eat when we are emotional. It's actually not a bad thing. It's a coping mechanism. Except my sister had a huge event and I needed to get into shape, so I did it, guys. Yeah, the shakes, the exercise, insanity, Beachbody. I'm not criticising them. It was the mindset that went behind me creating that body. Did I feel good? Was I confident? Now I had that little tricep definition I see there in the shape. No, I wasn't. I was actually thinking of how to lose more belly fat because it just keeps coming down to I want a flat stomach. So I'm a mother of one and I look, I'm going to say I look banging there, you know. But I don't feel it. There's no connection. So the change in body size does not necessarily change your perception of self. Round 2, had a baby. Can we just do a, oh, he's so cute. Look at the afro. He's got my hair. First birthday, nothing fits me. It just dawns on me. I promised myself I wouldn't go down that route again. I'm not going to starve myself. This is the face of postnatal depression, everyone. If you zoom in, and you've been there, you'll see it in the eyes. But we go off to the first birthday party, and I host it, because each one of us here, what do we do when we're having a really bad day or crap time, and we're going through darkness? Yeah, we've got our layers that we put back on. I did get a diagnosis, so I remember saying to my husband, I don't feel right, like this isn't, like I don't feel great. I hand him over the leaflet, postnatal depression. He looks through it. Do I meet any of the criteria? No, it's not made through the lens of a South Asian woman. We are something else. You know the high-performing title where we go, we still manage the house, we take the kids, we do things, we get dressed, we get up. You'll come out of my house, you'll be like, wow, girl got it going on. And inside, I'm broken. But I'm more broken because my mum grew up with mental health issues. Now I am severely depressed with moderate anxiety. Oh. Years later, my mum was so sad. Like, why wouldn't you tell me? And I can't wait for Yadve to talk, but there's an intergenerational trauma thread here. Sometimes you got to walk that walk. You got to break that cycle. And it all started by going inside. 2 children on, in my 30s, getting that support. I can't wait for Yadve to talk just then. So I had to try to explain to Mum, it's not for you. It was my journey. And now we podcast together about it. We talk about both having suffered our depressions at different time zones and different areas of our lives. And then I thought, I'm done with this, I'm done. And I studied, not just one, twice, 2 qualifications, once a full-time job with kids. And I was like, I'm going to get some facts, man. I'm going to find out what all this fat loss is about. And like I said, it quickly transitioned from athleticism into acceptance. Men are not immune. Mr. Puppy over here got cussed down for this body. I mean, who here is thinking he looked good? But apparently he's got to look like Aquaman 365 days of the year. Gosh, this doesn't apply to you. And then Jonah, he was body shamed because he was surfing. Body shamed everywhere, and he spoke out about it. Apparently this is what healthy looks like. Has everyone heard Zac Efron talking about his experience? He was severely depressed. He entered a really dark period because he was eating the same food. He had insomnia. It's so difficult to look like that, but out there they will tell you that's the pinnacle of health. But I believe if you suffer depression and you're restricting and you can't sleep, it's the furthest thing you can be from healthy. So what is that cost of getting lean? Why do we want that?
Thing is not going to continue to tell me if I'm having a good day or not. I also deleted MyFitnessPal off my phone, and that app will never touch my screen again. I've been tracking my calories and then binging. I can't do it anymore. I feel so weird around food. Talked with my therapist today, and I'm going to start having 3 meals a day, protein, fats, and carbs. I'm going to start eating bread. I'm going to start eating when I'm hungry and stopping when I'm full. And I'm going to, if I'm hungry, I'm going to eat and not ignore it. And I'm going to have as much food as I need. I'm so tired of being hungry. Like, it hurts.
You start bawling with her. I remember being like that. I just remember being hungry and just, when can I eat again? And I'm tracking, and I'm like, oh, I've only got 300 meals left, 300 calories left for the day. Now, calories are for some people, but for some it's not. Because if you're not in the right space of mind, that's going to happen. Anyone else had a bad experience with fitness pal? God, I'm not asking for any confessions. Who believed that she was being honest? I did a talk in year 9, and they were like, nah, she's doing it for likes. I was like, damn, well, I work with a lot of 30-year-old women, 30 to 40, and they really feel that. So I felt it. I felt it because I work with people. But these year 9ers are like, nah, she's doing it for likes because she knows that. Because I was like, oh, they're not hearing the message. And there is a message there, and they're not hearing it. So why did I question myself, even though I do this work? We all here have a thing called a negative bias. And guess what? When you put out controversial things, when you put out negative things, it goes viral because of that negative bias. Facebook knows this, so they have an algorithm. They were feeding into young teen girls looking for healthy food content that was promoting eating disorders and disordered eating. So there was a whistleblower that exposed this, and Facebook did nothing. And that's why I turned to you, because we've got daughters, sisters, mothers, grandkids. Like, we need to understand the wider implication of how we talk to ourselves, we talk around them, and what they are viewing. Because that negative bias gave us a lot of beliefs growing up, like I had in that pink outfit. 1 in 4 children in England are on diets. 1 in 7 of those kids are at a healthy weight. It's a serious problem. This was only from July 2022. Enough is enough. We've got to stop labelling ourselves first and foremost. This was shocking. 17% of people would trade years of their life for a better body. That's just... Imagine me telling my kids, sorry, I'm just going to buy into this program, so I'm going to die around 60s. I'm going to cut off about 20 years because I really, really want a flat stomach. Pay for your own childcare because I won't be around. It's crazy. Everyone is going through something. Everybody. We are in this Western world of hustle and grind. And this is why we keep looking outside of ourselves for the answers. The more we're in that state of mind, the more you will buy the better leggings, the better house, the better car. We become the perfect consumer. And what happens to us inside? Does it change anything? You saw me over 3 periods. We turn to different things. So it's never just about nutrition. It's the holistic picture, which is why I'm here today, which is why I love Deepa's work. There are different addictions, work, substances, even exercising. Over-exercising can be an issue. Phone use, and the list goes on. And obviously food is a huge part of that because it's needed, we have to eat, it's easily accessible, and it can do fun things like having jar, dipping toast tea. A lot of people will do that because you eat what you remember. So you remember Nani or your Bibi, like it's a hug in a cup, right? And the last, your current pot pie is as good as the one that you first remember. So there's so many reasons to why we go to comfort eating. 0.5 seconds for sugar to make you feel, woo, I like it. 10 seconds with cocaine, just a comparison. And we can get this everywhere we go, it's legal. Now, I want you to think, and I'm going to lead you into what we're going to do with Ibiscoff. How does that donut make you feel? Especially before lunch, I see some smiles. You can almost smell it. If you close your eyes, you can probably almost smell it. And if anybody starts to salivate, if anyone starts to salivate, that's the first step in digestion, just visually. Do you see how powerful your mind is? That donut's nowhere near us. Mindset, mindset, mindset. It's always going to come back down to the mindset. All the colours. Marketing and diet industry know this, by the way. They're playing us all the time. But you can change it. Phew, God, get off the stage. We can change it. Yay! We can do this. We can reprogram those negative beliefs. We can change that story for us so that we're not trapped. I'm going to show you how. Right, can bring it down. Turn it to a positive. Everybody, it's time. Biscoff time. Like, actually permitted Biscoff time. So don't unwrap them just yet, but do have them to hand. We're going to bring it down a little bit. I'm going to give you a tool. One of my favourite to get you to reconnect with self. Nice and comfortable. Thank you for everyone staying on their mat this time. We are going to take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So after me, in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now look at your Biscoff in your hand, just look at it. Notice the shiny packaging. Are there any patterns or designs on the wrapper? Closing your eyes, move the Biscoff around in your hands. Rub your fingers over the wrapper. Feel the textures and shape of the biscuit underneath. Can you trace any ridges or designs on the actual biscuit? Feel the weight. Is it heavy? Is it light? Now imagine what's inside. A smooth, rich biscuit, and it's going to melt in your mouth. Maybe there's a caramelly flavour or notes of vanilla and some crunch. For now, just imagine what it's going to taste like when you bite into it. Will it be hard, crumbly, and then melty? Open your eyes. You can gently open your biscuit. Listen to the sound. Now I want you to look. Look at this Biscoff as if you've never seen a Biscoff before. What do you see? How would you describe it? Is it textured and patterned or completely smooth? What colour is this Biscoff? Anticipate the flavours in your mouth. Are they smooth or sharp? Lift it to your nose. Take a nice deep breath in. Notice all the different scents in this Biscoff. What does it smell like?
It smells like ATs.
Notice any sensations you're feeling in your mouth, stomach, and elsewhere in your body. Now it's time. We're going to do this. We're going to take a bite. But don't chew. No chewing. Just bite. Let the flavours melt onto your tongue. What do you taste? What flavours are present? And is it the same as what you'd expected? What textures are you feeling as it sits there? It's time. You can now roll it around your mouth. Does the flavour change as it melts or when you chew? Does it stick to your teeth, the roof of your mouth? When you're ready, you can swallow. Like it's gone. Notice the sensation as you swallow. Take a second and third bite. And notice if it changes and if it's as good as that first bite. So, what do we notice about eating it in a more slower, mindful way? Yeah. How hard was it not to bite? We're so used to, like, oh my God, like, where's that pack of crisps gone? Where did that meal just go? When we eat mindfully, it's a very, very easy, quick, free way to connect with your food. And I want you to do this when you go out to your lunch. Notice if you like crunch or smooth, if you like sharp flavors. Start to explore, get curious. I hope that's shown you how much you can, what a different experience food can be, eating can be. And when we did it with the Shala members, everyone was like, you know what, I don't need to go for the second, third, fourth bite. And this slowing down is actually a technique that we use people that have binge eating. So we say, go for it, have a slow binge. Everyone's like, what? You give yourself permission, you want to have a slow binge, your body starts catching up. So let's talk about some science stuff. Yay! Okay, this is where I nerd out. We love this stuff. Here we have a demonstration of a vagus nerve. I do not know if that actually is, I just use Canva. This nerve is connecting gut to brain. I imagine it looks way different to this. It's the thickest nerve in your body. What we've done this morning with Dipa, with the yoga, even the chanting, you stimulate this nerve. Most of the traffic of information this nerve exchanges is gut to brain. We have a delay. It's about 20 minutes for you to genuinely pick up fullness. If you've consumed a meal in 10 minutes, you're going to need to allow another 10, 15, 20 for your brain to really pick up the signals. Oh, I'm full. Who here sometimes are like, damn, I ate a little bit too much, and then have to pop up, yeah, really common. But we don't stop and think about it because now it's time to watch Netflix, pick up the kids, something else is going on, no, just forget that. Super, super important is some of us it's longer. For me, it's like 40 minutes because I slouch. You know, it's about sitting up, the breathing, really allowing yourself the connection between gut and brain. There's also other things there, that passed down generationally, our microbiome, fascinating stuff. The way that we change this and why what I think about my body doesn't determine coming onto the stage or overthinking what the video is going to be like is we have to adapt our identity. So if we sit there and say, I've got a sweet tooth, Rav, like I can't, then your behavior will support that identity. If they called you motto, your behavior will still support the identity because we become that identity. It's very hard unless you become aware of what's going on to change it, but you can. It's hard to change your habits if you never change the underlying beliefs that led you to your past behavior. You have a new goal and a new plan, but you haven't changed who you are. Like Deepa and I talked about, you can change who you are. You just got to get that flashlight into those dark corners of what you think. Expectation versus reality. People think it's all that at the top, let's go crazy mode, but actually it starts with this, what we just did. Tapping into the actual signals that our body has naturally. And if you've been in the diet world, can take like weeks to come back in. And well-being, these events, collective conscious love, energy, oneness, being aware of our feelings, connecting with the feelings, not being afraid. So this is fantastic, Leeds University, this is what determines your weight. Diet, exercise, they're tiny, but you're getting told, eat less, move more. You're being sold an untruth. Realistic, sustainable weight loss is like that. Oh look, there's the time where I felt really crap. There's the time I went to Christmas party. That's definitely the summer holidays. That's for the kids. But if you look at it along the long term, you're meant to have those dips. This is the stuff that really helps your health, what we're doing here. Connecting, being curious. I love this picture. It's the mummy kissing the baby. It's your oxytocin, that's your love hormone. So breathing, meditation, That's how we connect to that natural oxytocin. You can literally do it with breath work, and it stays in your body for 24 hours. So if you've got a stressful day, like yesterday might have felt, you can do that and store it so that you actually go in feeling better. We're going to end on a high because, you know, it's nutrition. We are all imperfect. The quicker you accept yourself as that, with your quirks and with your imperfections, and accept others, you'll realise you're in really good company, because we all are on that journey. And the way that I don't let those thoughts encroach, because it's normal to have negative thoughts, is you take a positive action. You don't allow that thought to prevent your action. So you can read this out to yourself, to each other, to the person next to you. I may not be perfect. I may have weaknesses, but I am something. And I will make the most of that something. Every day. I mean, my voice was quivering earlier. I was nervous. I wasn't nervous. But I'm here and I'm doing it. And some of you might have liked it. Some of you might not. But it's about continuing on that journey and knowing the message that you want to take. Sorry, I'm not getting pictures of it. It's a good one. I like that one. Life is short. We do not have time. That's the problem. We think we've got so much time. This is my brother-in-law. He died a week before his 39th birthday. 6 months older than me. His death taught me how to live. No one cared what size he was. No one's going to care what size you are, how clean your house is. They'll care how you made them feel. And if you don't feel good inside, because you're trying to change the external, you can't have that. You won't have that legacy. It's always going to be more than how you look. It's going to be always the mindset and the inner connection. It's the polarity in the world: dark, light, death, life. Oh, that was a bit abrupt. Any questions? I quite like the distraction. Oh, thank you. But it is. So when we are going through things in life, I want you to think about, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. When you think God is rejecting you, God is protecting you. I dreamt of this 3 years ago, but when it's meant for me, it will happen. So every single hiccup and obstacle was actually for me and led me to this. The only thing we ever have in any moment is the now. And I know you're thinking about lunch, but that's not happening right now. This is happening right now. But we can't think about lunch because physical thing, yeah. But thank you. So I just hope that you take away that exercise, start retuning your belief, connecting to who you are, loving, loyal friend, someone that shows up, someone that invests in themselves, and you can make your dreams come true. Thank you.